friends, welcome again to this episode that is going to take us into lifestyle that can support aging well. We've just concluded some information on what a healthy lifestyle should be through foods, and we've seen that this necessitates eating healthy foods, but in addition to healthy foods, we look into now lifestyle, the need to get active. The simplest way is just walking, taking stairs instead of a lift, trying to avoid being overweight, and we really looked at having a good meal plan. But then there are certain things we have to take care of in our lifestyle that could support that meal plan. We shall look into intermittent fasting, not religiously eating breakfast, lunch, supper at the same times. Our meal plan will take us into what it means. These meals, proper as they are, we may put them into the mode of what we call intermittent fasting. You could say, I eat up until 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., no eating until 6 a.m. But you can also explore and look at other ways of fasting. As we share this information, I don't want to take it that I have it all. I know I'm just opening your mind also to think through. We have people who, by virtue of their religion, go through fasting. That is also very good fasting. If you're one of those, I believe you can testify to the beauty of that weight management, feeling good, and ultimately living long. Because through fasting, we activate our genes. They're called certain genes that are for longevity. So it's very important to teach ourselves that as I embrace the proper diet, how can I take it through particular eating hours and resting the body in particular hours, and then I get okay. There are other areas where we've seen that getting into being diabetic has a lot to do with the insulin we are having, that hormone that's supposed to ensure that the glucose from the food enters the cells to be burnt into energy so that we can go through the day. The insulin there seems not to be doing what it's supposed to do, and we call it insulin resistance. So to lower down on that resistance, we get into the physical activity. It could be doing some exercises, running, to really ensure that we lower down on that insulin resistance. So exercising regularly, at least for 15 minutes a day, is very, very useful because it increases sensitivity of that little insulin you have. And as the sensitivity is increased, it might lead to lowering the medication that you're going to given by your caretaker. But like I said, it's the caretaker to guide you. So you find increasingly feeling okay. And the carbohydrates we talked about in the good diet, we can also lessen them a bit, because if they are the source of glucose, we could increase a little bit on the protein side. Protein sources amongst us are beans, peas, call them legumes. Beans, peas, we have nuts, we also have lentils. These lentils are on the market, but our people here tend to think these are for Indians. No, Indians can teach us a lot. These are protein-rich legumes. So lentils can be very, very useful. Increase fiber intake. We talked about sources of fiber. You increase the fiber intake, and then you will lessen the amount of sugar getting into your system And in that case, insulin resistance will be lowered down. It's very important to stay hydrated. That's why drinking water is a habit to be developed. The water tends to hydrate us, and when you are well hydrated at cellular level, the cells get unclogged. You know, a cell takes in and gives out what is not needed. But when we're not well hydrated, the cells can keep toxins that should go out, and then there's that clogging, and then you feel tired, and then, you even feel hungry. You think it's food you need, but sometimes when you're hungry, it's water you need. And water to be taken should be a little bit alkaline. So we can alkalize the water and ensure that it really, really hydrates us well. And that way you feel less anxious. When it comes to sleeping, you get into a very good sleep.